So over the past 2 months, right, since December 2021, we have seen strength in crude oil prices. It was then trading at about like $70, and now it's like somewhere around the $90. So went up by more than 20-30% over the past 2 months, due to rising demand for global economies recovering and all that, and supply still remaining low, right? So because of crude oil prices rising, we have seen strength coming back in these two main sectors, right? The oil and gas sectors and also the energy sectors, right? So what are three stocks, right? What are three stocks that you can potentially put in your watch list to ride more upside or to ride the uptrend further due to rising oil prices? And that's exactly what will be covered in this video. I'll share with you three Singapore stocks that's pretty much a play on the oil and energy sector, whereby we are seeing strength still, all right, due to oil prices pushing high, all right, and that's where you can think about positioning yourself as well, right? So if you want to know what these three stocks, make sure you watch this video all the way to the end, because that's what we'll cover, all right? And we'll even look at the system to see what it says. So I have a system that kind of like pick up stocks like this, and we indeed had some bullish entry signals that came out. So let's take a look at the system to see what it says and if there are any exits and what are the targets that we can potentially head to. Let's do it. The first Singapore energy stock I would like to share with you will be this company called Geo Energy. So I actually covered this company last year, a few months back, somewhere around September and October, where we were consolidating, went all the way to a high of around 0.43, came back down, and that's where some bargain hunting came back again. So you can see that pretty much in a strong uptrend for this company. The red line, the 100 days moving average, is still above the blue line, and both of them are pointing up. And in fact, over the past 1 to 2 weeks, we have broke above this key resistance level, which is about a 0.35 level. So that's like a cap that we have been trading below from November to December. You can see we kind of broke that level, and right now this is where we are seeing some good support as it consolidated above like a week or two before starting to push higher. So this can be the upside targets all the way back to around that 43, all right, 43 level, 43, 45, around there, and that was pretty much where we were somewhere in October 2021 before we sold off. So yeah, the upside looks quite good, and this is one of those stocks you can look at it again, right? And I think if we do break that 43, 45 level, upside targets can be revised higher all the way to around that psychological 50 cents level. So yeah, this is one of those uptrending counter whereby we had some good bullish signal. Let's take a look at the system to see what it says and if there are any exits. Okay, so this is Geo Energy, all right, on my 1GT system. So I have a system that kind of like filters out stocks for us and also guides us on entry and exit, right? So we had a couple of good bullish entry and exit signals as well. You can see right over here somewhere around like 1st of September, we got a bullish signal, and a few weeks later started to push up. We got an exit, and then you can see that's where you started to see a little bit of selling coming back around October. As I mentioned, we kind of broke this support level right here, went all the way down, and we got an exit and like a new bullish signal coming in around December, and that's where the upside started to happen again. All the way got an exit, and let's just zoom into this right over here. You can see that on the 21st of Jan, right, just a couple of weeks back, 21st of Jan 2022, all right, we had a new bullish signal as it kind of like broke that resistance that I talked about, the 0.35 level, all right, and that's where we are seeing a little bit more strength, all right. So right now there are still no exits on my 1GT system, so we'll see, right? I think as I say, if we break that 43, 44, 45 level, I think that's where more upside can potentially happen, all the way to maybe about 50 cents. And if we do see an exit, then it could be a good opportunity to kind of like take some money off the table as well. Right, so this is Geo Energy on my 1GT system. Okay, so the next Singapore energy play stock that I would like to share with you will be this company called REX International, right? REXINTL, right? So this is REX International trading at about 0.39, and I covered this company I think a few months back as well in October when I was starting to see a little bit of strength. All right, so this is one of those stocks that we like as well. You can see that the uptrend looks quite intact so far, or above that 30 cents to 35 level. You can see we started to push up, and there were some upside targets that were drawn. I think clients were alerted to it as well, and we broke that 36, and now we are somewhere around that 40 cents level. I think that right now we are seeing a little bit of support around this level, around 35 to 36, which would be the near-term support level. So some profit taking is happening around that 40 cents, which is normal. I mean, given that it has already gone up by more than like 20% in about like 2 to 3 weeks. So that's where you might see a little bit of consolidation from like 3.5 or maybe 3.6 to 40 cents, up down. So any dips to near that 3.5 to 3.6 level, it could be a good opportunity to think about getting in again, right? But the key here is this, right? We are indeed seeing some heavy selling somewhere around that 40 cents level, right? That is a critical psychological resistance level. You can see a little bit of bearish candles right here, which is normal. I mean, the fact that we've gone up, people might want to take some profit as well. So a little bit of consolidation here, but I think if we do break this like 40 cents level, our upside targets can be revised all the way higher to around that 45 cents level. That's where the uptrend can continue further, right? So if you like this video, guys, go ahead to give me an early thumbs up, guys. It will definitely help out this channel, and thank you so much for doing this, right? So let's dive into the 1GT system for Rex to see if there are any bullish signals that have came out recently as well. Okay, guys, so this is Rex International on my 1GT system, right? One of those Singapore stocks that we like as well in terms of the energy plays, right? And yeah, I think we had a couple of good signal right here. I think on this 27th of September, I think somewhere the same as Geo Energy, right? We got a really good bullish signal. You can see we kind of broke the resistance, went all the way up from like 20 cents to about 35, and then we got a bearish one when it kind of broke the support, came back down. A little bit of consolidation here. You can see started to push up a little bit from December. We got a bullish signal, and this is pretty much where we are right now. I think just recently on the 3rd of Feb, right? 3rd of Feb 2022, right? We had a new bullish signal. Look at this, right? There's a green arrow pointing up, kind of like an exit from that previous bearish. So you can see this bearish came up because we kind of broke that support, but it didn't really follow through, so it didn't really count. All right, so we got an exit and a new bullish signal that came out right here on the 3rd of Feb as it was consolidating, and eventually you can see we broke this resistance line. This is like the red resistance line I mentioned about, that 0.35, 0.36, which is now actually the new support level, right? So this resistance, the red line, would now become like a new support level, and you can see like we are not seeing any exits so far, right, from this most recent bullish signal, right? So yeah, I think anything above that, as I say, 0.35 to 0.36, that is the near-term support. Anything above these levels, it still looks quite okay in terms of the uptrend. And from my trend bar right at the bottom, you can see it's still green in color, a dark green. So the uptrend is quite firm, to be honest, all right? And potentially if we break that 40 cents and we do see some good bullish actions right here, upside targets, as I say, it can go to about maybe 0.45, and we'll see if any exits comes out near that. Okay, and finally, right, the last Singapore energy stock I would like to share with you would be this company called Golden Energy, right? Golden Energy, a little bit more volatile, I would say, compared to the other two, all right? But I think there are some signs of the uptrend starting to form up again, a little bit more upside happening because we kind of broke some of those key levels that I'll share with you, all right? So you can see right here that the trend, all right, in terms of the upwards direction is still kind of like intact. We can draw what we call an upward sloping channel support line, you know, forming higher lows, all right? In terms of the moving averages as well, you can see the rates and the blue line, the 100 days moving average is still above the 200 days moving average, and yeah, kind of like pointing up for now, right? But the key here is this: we were actually consolidating, all right, from October, somewhere around October, November, below this 0.35, right? 0.35 was a little bit of like a resistance. It broke the support, it went all the way down, and it's like the resistance level. So this is like the key 0.35 level that over the past week, right, we have broke above that 0.35 level. So that's a good sign of some strength coming back at this company, all right, and a potential reversal. And in fact, over the past few days, we are in fact still staying above this new 0.35 level, right? So we are like about 0.37, which is above 0.35 right now. So that's a sign that, you know, this support, this resistance has now become like a new support again, like what we've seen over here in October before the rise up. So let me just go ahead to draw some upside targets right here from 3.5 all the way to maybe about 40 cents. I think 40 cents is where potentially we can see some selling, all right? But I think if that gives way as well, potentially upside targets can be all the way up towards that 0.45, which is pretty much where we were in October, right? So this is pretty much Golden Energy, one of those stocks that we like as well. There are some signs of the buyers coming back as well, with it breaking that 0.35 level, right? So let's take a look at the system that I have to see what it says. Okay, so this is Golden Energy on my 1GT system, all right? And I think somewhere around like 28th of September, same thing like Geo Energy and Rex. We also had a really good bullish signal right here from about 0.325. We went all the way up, got an exit around the 45 cents level. All right, next we start to see a little bit of selling, same thing like the rest, right? So went down, we got a bearish signal, and we have been pretty much consolidating, as I mentioned, below that 0.35 level, right? 0.35, maybe 0.33 as well. You can see this is a little bit of a consolidation with the resistance line and the green support line right here. All right, and you know what happens is over the past few days, let me just zoom it in for you guys. Over the past few days, we managed to break above, as I mentioned, this 0.35, right? In fact, this resistance about 0.31. That's like a bit of a temp, nearer term resistance, and that gave way as well. All right, so that is a good sign whereby, you know, buyers are starting to come back, and we got like the new bullish signal coming in on the 4th of Feb 2022. And you can see right now there are still no exits for this signal, right? So as I say, it still looks quite good. You know, support would be about 0.35, as I mentioned. Of course, after 0.35, maybe 0.31, 30 cents, that would be the next support level. But if we can hold above 0.35, that is a good thing, and we might actually see an attempt to push higher all the way to around 40 cents, and potentially we can see if any exit comes out then, right? So this is golden energy, right? This is golden energy I've shared with you guys, and yeah, one of those stocks that we like as well in the energy sector, whereby, you know, we see continued bullishness in crude oil prices, you know, like pushing above the $90, going to $100 and all that. That's where many of these stocks in the energy and the oil and gas sector will bound to benefit as well. And these are pretty much the 3 stocks that you can put in your watch list to potentially position yourselves to ride more upside. So if you want to find out a little bit more on my 1GT system, you know, some of the bullish and bearish entry and exit signals, and perhaps the whole entire framework behind the system, so you kind of like make more sense, right? What you can do is to attend one of my free web class, which I'm still running, all right? And I'll place the link below this video. Go ahead to click on the link to register for this One Good Trend masterclass, where I'll show you some case studies as well. We look at, you know, the whole entire framework behind the system. You know, where do we want to think about positioning ourselves? How do we tell whether the trend is up and all that? And that's what will be covered, right? So go ahead to click on the link. You know, I'll place the link below. Click on the link to register for this web class if you have not yet done so, to learn about how you can get access to this 1GT system as well, that can not only alert you to counters like this, but also guide you on entry and exit. Right, so this is Joey here, all right, and I hope you like this video, and if you do like, go ahead to give me a like. It will definitely help out the channel, and of course smash the subscribe button as well if you have not yet done so, so that you will not miss out on any videos like this, right? Joey here, thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what are your thoughts on these 3 stocks that I've shared. If you've gained any value, let me know in the comments, and I will reply to each and every one of your comments, right? Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.